Tidbits from TNT, Sunday, August 31, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash. The digital economy in Iraq. 10 million bank cards and 15 trillion dinars in payments. The Eco-Iraq Observatory, which specializes in economic affairs, announced on Saturday that the number of active bank cards in the country has exceeded 10 million, indicating the rapid expansion towards a digital economy. The observatory quoted the Baghdad Council for Digital Transformation and Electronic Payments, in a statement received by Shafaq news agency, as saying, "The qualitative transformation in the electronic payment sector is due to the policies of the Central Bank of Iraq and the government's support for this process." According to the council, the volume of digital payments exceeded 15 trillion Iraqi dinars, including 1.7 trillion dinars for customs, while the remaining transactions were distributed across various other sectors. The council emphasized that electronic payment companies are non-banking financial institutions whose mission is limited to executing transfers without storing funds or opening accounts, noting that these companies have directly contributed to building the infrastructure for this transformation. He pointed out that the ongoing reforms in the banking system aim to consolidate governance and strengthen the foundations of the country's digital economy. Tishwash. Japanese ambassador. The Memorandum of Understanding with Iraq paves the way for economic integration between the two countries. Japanese ambassador to Iraq Akira Endo affirmed on Sunday that the Memorandum of Understanding with Iraq will contribute to strengthening relations between the private sectors of both countries, Japan and Iraq. In a speech he delivered following the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Iraq and Japan on developing educational programs and pursuing projects in the fields of technology, engineering, mathematics, and arts, which was attended by the correspondent of the Iraqi news agency, INA, Ando expressed his happiness to celebrate this valuable moment in the journey of Japanese-Iraqi friendship, and the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Gakin Holding Company and the Iraq Development Fund, IDF. He added, "We have noticed an improvement in the political, economic, and security situation, as Iraq enjoys stability under the wise leadership of Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani. The Iraqi government is pursuing a balanced diplomacy aimed at building good relations with neighboring and regional countries, and a diplomacy of economic partnerships aimed at strengthening economic relations." He expressed Japan's appreciation for these efforts by the Iraqi government. He added, "Since 2003, the Japanese government has implemented an aid program with grants worth approximately $2.8 billion to rebuild living infrastructure, such as schools, in addition to $11.5 billion in yen loans to rehabilitate and develop infrastructure, such as electricity, water, sanitation, and oil." He continued, "Japan has become one of the leading donors of official development assistance to Iraq in recent years, noting that Japan has consistently provided support to the Iraqi people to help them continue their journey toward a brighter future, by supporting their efforts in nation building, economic reconstruction, and development alongside the Iraqi people." The Japanese ambassador stated that the Iraq Development Fund highlighted the areas of education, agriculture, housing, digital transformation, manufacturing, food security, and the environment, noting that the Iraqi government has prioritized these areas under the leadership of the Sudanese Prime Minister. He explained that Gakin has been one of the leading Japanese companies since its founding in 1946. Over the course of nearly 80 years, it has contributed to the overall reconstruction of the country by enhancing the academic capabilities and social skills of all Japanese citizens, especially in the field of science. He expressed his hope that Gakin's expertise in Iraqi educational fields will be employed to enhance the development of human resources that will lead Iraq's future industries, which will contribute to the country's reconstruction and economic development after the war. He added, "The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Gakin and the Iraq Development Fund, IDF, is a very important and timely event that will contribute to strengthening relations between the private sectors in Japan and Iraq in terms of information exchange, support, promotion, and coordination of businesses." Tishwash. Al-Sudani. 5G service represents a qualitative step to enhance the telecommunications sector in Iraq, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani affirmed, today, Sunday, August 31, 2025, that the advanced 5G service represents a qualitative step to enhance the communications sector in Iraq. During his sponsorship of the signing of the founding contract for the National Company for Mobile Communications Services, the Prime Minister's media office stated in a statement received by Baghdad Today that al-Sudani sponsored today, Sunday, the signing of the founding contract for the National Mobile Telecommunications Services Company, as a public joint stock company, which was previously approved in the government program. With contributions from three entities, the State Employees Retirement Fund, the Trade Bank of Iraq, and the Al Salam Public Company affiliated with the Ministry of Communications. He added that the Prime Minister appreciated the efforts made by the Ministry of Communications in this regard, noting the need to complete the procedures to provide the service, especially since it will be coupled with the advanced 5G service, which will be available to all citizens. Al-Sudani stressed, according to the statement, that the establishment of the National Company for Telephone and Transmission Services, which was approved in the government program, represents a qualitative step in the field of enhancing telecommunications services, given the significant development they are witnessing, which requires the company to compete with other companies in order to provide the best telecommunications services that now cover all areas of life, especially the economy, education, and the development witnessed by the country. The Prime Minister explained that this step represents the first of three government entities to establish a mobile phone company, which will be open to subscription by citizens to contribute to the company's capital. This represents one of the paths adopted by the government to strengthen the non-oil economy. He noted that the establishment of the company does not mean restricting the private sector, but rather creating an atmosphere of competition with the aim of providing the best services to citizens. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com